Varsity Club, welcome back to another classic. As you saw in the previous episode, our playoff hopes didn't exactly end the way we wanted them to. Not only did they end poorly, they ended early, which is one of the worst ways to go out of the playoffs. With that being said, the offseason's here. We got to retool. We got to make some big time acquisitions and get this team ready, because this upcoming season, it's Super Bowl or bust. So the playoffs have come down to this: the Cleveland Browns versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys went from being a 6th seed and literally made it in. That is wild. Cleveland was a 2 seed and they've done incredibly well beating some big teams, but they're putting up tons of points. 52 in the AFC title game, that's a lot. Before we check that out, here's the Pro Bowl roster. Rashawn Dorsett ends up making it from our side. Thad Lindley also gets halfback 1 duty, which is great. From the receiver side, Christian Kirk takes the #1 spot. On the NFC, Tyreek Hill on the right side for the AFC. But we see our guy Michael Gallup get the wide receiver 3 spot, which is great considering his numbers. We're kind of hit or miss. Pass snap though, we keep going down. We don't have #1 or #2, but #3 for Bronco Barnett for the tight end spot is great. Offensive line, Ali Marpet. You also are going to see Brandon Scherf make it at the right guard spot. And then after that, I don't really think we had any. Oh, I think we had one other person, now that I think about it. I believe we had a corner in Trey Sanders. So we had 1 defender from that side of it. So that's okay, but I need more. And we're going to get them. And then to round it out, Coleman, Diggs, Ward, Adams, Abram, Pinero. Some big time players out there, but I need more from our defense. As for the Super Bowl, Dallas ends up winning that one by a score of 28-20, ends up beating Cleveland. So Dak goes to 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tremaine Murphy has 1 touchdown, but doesn't really have the best game overall. On the ground, Zeke runs for 86, Chubb runs for 52. Murphy ends up getting a rushing touchdown, as does Cliff Bates. And then on the receiving side, Amari Cooper balled out 9 for 82 and 1 touchdown. You're also going to see Ezekiel Elliott get in the end zone with 3 for 40 and 1 touchdown, and Otis Brown the touchdown, as well as Nick Chubb, who caught 1 pass that went in the end zone. From a retirement perspective, Olivier Vernon, Morgan Moses, Ron Leary, Treader, Sherman, some big names out here. No one has really blown me away. Von Miller, be careful with the text out there. Eric Fisher, Cam Hayward, Trey Burton, Chandler Jones, Thielen. I mean, there's some pretty big names. I'm not seeing anyone that's okay. Aaron Donald's retiring after 11 years. That actually kind of shocks me a little bit. And then really, other than that, I think Cam Newton, we kind of expected at this point. T.Y. Hilton, Latimer. There's no one here that's super shocking outside of, I think, really Aaron Donald overall. We'll take it. One small thing to note, we ended up getting Ray Graham obviously towards the end of the season, and I feel like he was worth bringing back on. We're gonna try to re-sign him. Hopefully he's willing to do it. He is. We got our backup running back. So free agency's done, and there were some pretty big players out there that kind of shocked me. So Tyson Newman, we didn't sign a receiver this offseason. Tyson Newman ends up going to Tennessee. Hayden Hutchinson, a quarterback who is got an X factor. He's an 88 overall, goes to Denver. So they just got a heck of a quarterback with a $129 million contract. Deontay Harris, who was playing in Dallas and killing us, moves to Chicago. So that's great news for us. 5'6", 170 to do was just impossible to cover. James Conner goes to the Texans. Ronald Jones goes to the Falcons. Hassan Reddick goes to the Texans. Falcons also get Brandon Overstreet, and they get Byron Edwards. I mean, they were racking up Joel Bitonio, all those guys. Here's where we ultimately went. Otis Brown was also in free agency, so Dallas blew up their team. We got him because we don't want to face him. Pairing him with Bronco Barnett would be a really good tandem. Picked up a backup left end because we have, again, 2 really good right ends. One is playing over in the left end slot. So Josh Sweat will be a backup in case we need it. So with the draft coming up, we've seen some pretty good talent through our scouting. We want to actually go ahead and make a move. So Connor Williams, who's a guy that's not playing a ton on our offensive line and has been sort of a plug and play guy. We're going to trade him a 3rd rounder and a 4th rounder this year because we have duplicates for the 4th rounder, not the 3rd rounder, for a 7th overall pick from Tampa Bay. It's much needed. Even if we don't find a player there that we ultimately like at that spot, we can still trade out and be okay. The Lions are a team that have been trying to shore up their defense, and rumor has it they haven't liked what they've seen in the 11th spot. So they've been wanting to trade out. So we threw them Jonathan Allen, who has been a great player for us, but he's starting to regress in his traits. We've seen regression in both hit power and block shedding, which at 30 years old, it's going to get worse for him. So we've mortgaged our future a little bit with him, a 4th rounder and a 3rd rounder from next year's draft for a 1st round 11th overall pick. Again, we have draft capital now. We have decisions we can make, or we can trade out. We're going to be in a good spot. So that puts us going into this draft with the 7th overall pick, the 11th overall pick, the 31st overall pick, and then 2 seconds, a 4th, 2 5ths, a 6th, and that's it. I'll take it. So with our pick at number 7, again, we just got rid of our defensive tackle and Jonathan Allen. There's a guy that, again, I was hoping would be here in CJ Whitfield, who's 2nd and 40-yard dash, 4th and vert jump, 1st and broad, 2nd and 3 cone, 3rd and 20-yard shuttle, and 1st and bench press. This dude should be incredible. We're drafting him. He's a 77 overall. We reached. Okay. I was feeling optimistic. He's a normal dev trait, 96 strength though, 75 block shedding, 82 tackle, 86 acceleration, speed solid. You know what? He's not bad. The dev trait needs a lot of work though. The 11th pick, we're reaching a little bit probably here for Justin Sweeney, but again, we need another corner that can help us out a little bit. So projected to be mid first rounder. He has A zone coverage, A minus catching, and A minus man coverage. We've got to take a gamble on this kid. 79 overall. The 11th true value, we got him at 11. So that's the perfect pick overall. 6'1", 209, went to Wake Forest, 94 speed, 83 man coverage, 86 zone coverage, 95 acceleration. Yeah, this is what I needed. This dude could play wide receiver, honestly. We've got a guy that can help us shut down some defenses. Welcome to the team, Justin Sweeney. We've been waiting for you. So if we recap the draft here, this was a very successful draft. We got CJ Whitfield with our 7th overall pick at a 77 overall. We got Justin Sweeney, a corner, at a 79 overall, 11th pick. Our center at 74 overall at our 31st pick. So the first round was an absolute W. And in the middle linebacker for the second round, we get an 80 overall in Luke Bishop. Again, he can be plug and play right beside Glenn Walls in our setup. We got Michael Samuels, a 77 overall right tackle out of Virginia. We missed a little bit here with Rudy Shepard as a middle linebacker, but we got a fullback who's an 87 overall that should block night and day for Thad Lindley. That's going to be fantastic. And then Deion Waters is our last pick, 61 overall corner out of Mississippi State. He's tall, but he's not very good. So as we head into this new season, and again, Super Bowl or bust is our mentality right now. Lindley's a 96, Dorsett is now a 96, Chase Young is a 92, Trey Sanders is a 91. He got his superstar dev trait back, which is, oh wait, he already had that here. So he doesn't have his X factor back, but hopefully he'll earn that back this season. Gallup's a 91, Deron Payne's a 90, Barnett's an 89. I mean, as you can tell, Sellers is already one of our best players as a rookie. Like, this dude is 6'3", 260. He's literally built like a truck. Bartel's at 85. Arnold, we are stacked. We should not be losing out here. And see how we're going to basically line up everybody. Again, Dorsett is our captain at quarterback. Lindley will be our starting running back with Nyheim Hines and Graham sort of splitting time there. Fullback, man himself will be there right there. Wide receiver, again, it'll be Gallup, Arnold, Bartel. We're probably actually going to swap Arnold and Bartel, to be honest. With Claypool, Ben Macklin sitting there, as well as the Michael Rushing. If you go to tight end, we got Bronco Barnett and Otis Brown, who's now an 80 overall from his work in the offseason. We have left tackle, we have Clinton Moreau. At left guard, we got Ali Marpet. Center, we've got Kevin Platt. Right guard, we've got Brandon Scherf. Right tackle, we have Michael Samuels. It's not a terrible offensive line. I mean, there's probably some swapping that maybe could be done. We've got a lot of young players here at center. We'll figure out, is it Lindstrom? Is it Platt? One of those guys will ultimately be the guy, but for now, our offensive line is okay. Left end will be Chase Young. Our right end will be Montez Sweat. Defensive tackle will be Deron Payne and CJ Whitfield. Again, our new standout rookie I'm happy to have. Outside linebacker on the left side is Sean Dion Hamilton. Middle linebacker will be Glenn Walls with Luke Bishop right there with him. Right outside linebacker will be Jamison Biddle. Corner, we got Trey Sanders, Carlton Davis, Christian Norwood, Will Huff, and Justin Sweeney taking the 5th spot. We'll see how he can ultimately prove himself out this year. Free safeties Levi Fryer and strong safeties John Meekins. This is the toughest lineup we've ever put together. Super Bowl or bust, baby. So with the best team we've ever assembled ready to go, the next episode will kick it off. Season kicks off against the Dallas Cowboys. We played them in week 15 and blew them out. We played them in the playoffs. We got our heart broken. Week 1, we show them we're the best team. They don't stand a chance this year.